So just before I begin my review of this week's epic episode of Gundam Unicorn 96, I just want to give you guys an update on what's happening with my Gundam War in the Pocket review. I know that review was supposed to be out when I reached 50 subscribers, and now I'm currently on 70 plus, more or less, so now I feel like a lazy person. But have no fear, I'm currently on episode 5 of War in the Pocket, 2 more episodes to go, so hopefully that anime review will be out by the end of this month. Apologies for the wait. I think that War in the Pocket was quite slow at the beginning, which was kind of putting me off watching the whole series, but now that the series is beginning to pick up again, it's beginning to draw me back into it. As for Gundam Unicorn 96, well, safe to say this anime has been atmospheric and well paced from the beginning, even if not a great deal happens in each episode. So in episode 7 of Gundam Unicorn 96, Banaji has somehow managed to run away from Merida, and Banaji is now racing around a space colony for some reason. All the while, mech suits from a spaceship attack the colony. I think they're trying to save Banaji, and mech suits from the space colony attack back. At first I was kind of confused as to why a mecha battle even happened in the first place, but it became clear eventually that the space colony soldiers knew what was going to happen, so they were prepared for an attack. Oh my goodness guys, all this death and destruction happened in this episode to save Banaji, and Banaji doesn't even seem to be aware that he's the reason this all happened. Speaking of Banaji, he finds the unicorn mech and he pilots it to fight off the bad guys, whoever they are. Banaji also manages to speak with Audrey, who is in another mech suit, and to my surprise, Audrey is really happy to see Banaji. So Audrey does care about Banaji as much as he cares about her. Audrey has to leave to get to Earth for political reasons, and Banaji fights off Merida in her butterfly mech. Now, Shah, who is overlooking Merida and Banaji's battle, mentions that their fight is to bring out the powers of the unicorn, and the unicorn eventually displays fucking psychic powers and is able to control the gadgets launched by the butterfly mech. Holy shit, supernatural stuff in a Gundam anime. So obviously Banaji, now that he's some kind of psychic god, defeats Merida, sees into her mind and her past, which saddens him, so then instead of killing her, Banaji brings Merida to safety. So yeah, this was a pretty epic episode, but like I said in my introduction, generally not a great deal happens in the episodes of this anime. Here we had a big mecha battle and some more Gundam terminology like Space Noid and New Type. But again, I'm sure most of my subscribers understand those terms, and we didn't get much else. That doesn't detract from the entertainment value of the series, but it's more of an observation of what can happen when an OVA with hour-long episodes are adapted into 22 odd-minute long episodes. Everything gets more stretched out, and even though the actual substance of each episode is not diluted, the actual events in each episode are. In terms of my thoughts on this series so far, as we're kind of halfway through this season, I have found this series to be quite beautiful in terms of its animation and its music, but I am noticing that it's kind of lacking in story and character. I mean, what is this anime supposed to be about? What makes Banaji and Audrey interesting and unique lead characters? But overall, so far, Gundam Unicorn 96 has kept a nice energy and pace and atmosphere throughout. Now let's see if Banaji and Merida will form a different kind of relationship now that they've connected in a rather interesting way, and let's see how Audrey will fare as she goes to Earth to deal with stopping the quote-unquote war, if it hasn't already happened, politically.